Hello, I'm Coercer, and we're watching the finals from ArtifactCup number 27. We are now in the last game of the best of 5 series between Tren and TenthWave. So we're just gonna go ahead and load the replay. So this last match will be played on Tren Passage. Both players have won 2 games, so this is it. This is the deciding match of the ArtifactCup, and as before, as all the other games, TenthWave will be playing as the Coalition and Tren will be playing as the KNF. Let's switch that over to production. So we have Tren playing as the KNF down here in the south, and up on the other side of the map we have TenthWave playing as the Coalition. Tren Passage is a fairly big map, and there are quite a few of these defensive or offensive dunes that you can use for high ground advantage attacks, and it's quite important to always be aware on which side of the map you are. For example, 10th can defend from this dune quite easily, and most of the stuff that will approach from that direction or from that valley will be lower, so any railguns placed on those locations will be quite effective. Both players once again keeping their base runners. Tren has already constructed a blast zone, and Tren is also already mining from that first bulkhead, and TenthWave is producing LAVs from his carrier. It looks like he wants to move in and deal as much damage as he can to Tren's resourcing operation, or maybe he is going to try and snipe off that base runner. Tren has moved in his blast drone towards those LAVs, and I'm not sure if he just wanted to scare away that base runner so it wouldn't place a turret, or if he genuinely wanted to intercept a couple of LAVs. Now, TenthWave has 7 LAVs roaming the map, and Tren is constructing another blast zone, and if Tren will maneuver correctly or efficiently, that blast zone could deal a lot of damage to these LAVs. Now, just as they come across the dune, the blast zone is already on the way, and it takes out 2 LAVs just as they are starting to turn around or turn away. And now the LAVs and blast zone are riding along the dune on opposite sides, and another good hit for Tren, and 2 more LAVs go down. So that was a great trade for Tren. There are now just 3 LAVs available to TenthWave for harassment, but seeing how Tren currently has no units to really defend, those 3 LAVs could still be enough to take out a Savager or 2, and indeed 1 goes down. And Tren now finally has an assault railgun out to help with defending. Another Savager is destroyed, and in the meantime both players secure an artifact, so the artifact score is 1-1. 10th trying to maintain his high ground advantage, and he's just taking out Tren's Savagers. And let's see, will he get that last Savager? No, he won't. Tren's assault railgun finally gets in a good position to fire, and Tren saves his last Savager there. Tren doesn't lose any more time and immediately picks up another artifact, and he will start to move that to the extraction zone. And it looks like TenthWave has a support cruiser out at his main, and he's also producing AAVs, and Tren has 2 production cruisers and he is currently trying to replenish his Savager fleet while producing assault railguns as he moves across the map. 10th once again placing turret posts to deter Tren from moving through areas he doesn't want Tren to move through, and Tren decides to take a detour and take the long way around into 10th's main. Tren is still building blast drones from that one base surrender. He secures his second artifact. Tren is now leading 2-1. While 10th, it looks like, is consolidating his position. He is building up AAVs, he's building up LAVs, and Tren is just constructing as many assault railguns as he can. At the moment he has nothing building from there, and those two AVs from 10th are just going straight for Tren's salvaging operation, and now there is no nearby production cruiser to provide distraction and we need cover, and Tren has discovered that blast drones are really good against turret posts if they can get in close, and he once again trades well in taking out that turret post. But now Tren will be in trouble. Those two AAVs will deal with his salvages very quickly, and Tren puts power into his missile system to try and hit these AAVs, but they are moving too quickly. Now they are almost too close. Now they are definitely too close to be hit by the KNF missile system, and Tren just hides his salvagers on the edge of the map, and 10th is attempting to ambush Tren's assault railgun force with LAVs, and once again it looks like 10th was trying to focus one of Tren's production cruisers, but that production cruiser will heal up now, especially since there's just one LAV on the field. It looks like Tren will now deal with that AAV with the KNF missile system, but he loses. Wow, he lost all but 4 of his salvagers, and that is a massive loss for Tren, especially compared to 10th, who is happily mining from 2 locations and will now long haul from his second bulkhead. But Tren has picked up another artifact, and he has just been he has just prevented 10th from capturing another artifact. So it looks like Tren is going for an artifact victory, or at least he is trying to make as much as possible happen with these artifacts. That base surrender is now being attacked by 10's coalition railguns, and it'll just be able to make it across the line of the extraction zone. And Tren secures a 3-1 artifact lead. Now this engagement should come down to positioning. Tren will use his production cruiser to scout ahead, and it might also happen that production cruiser will be sacrificed in this encounter, as 10th has 4 railguns now, and 10th is focusing down that production cruiser with these railguns. If another volley were to hit it, it could go down very quickly, especially if these LAVs decide to come in from the other side and flank that production cruiser, or if this LAV here provides enough vision. And yes, one of Tren's production cruisers goes down, and that's another blow for Tren. He does still have a big army on the field, but his economy is way behind 10th, and 10th is without doubt aware of this, and he's just pumping out as many units as he can. He has positioned a troop of LAVs to prevent Tren from mining from that location, and this excuse me, this will mean that Tren will have to hunt these down And now, thanks to that, 10th will know exactly where those assault railguns will be moving to. And as soon as those railguns get in the range, an assault railgun goes down. So Tren needs to be careful where he positions his forces, and he also needs to be able to defend his resourcing operation. So this should be interesting to see how Tren deals with that. A probe comes out from 10th and is taken out by the production cruiser, or it will be if the production cruiser gunners would hit it. And now it finally goes down. Tren is researching assault railgun dart maneuver, which will be very useful for hunting down LAVs and closing the distance to those railguns, as long as 10th doesn't just move in, and as long as Tren will be able to hold on to that bulkhead and mine from there, Tren should be able to stabilize. He still has a big army on the field, and 10th is afraid of engaging at point blank range against these assault railguns. And Tren decides to move out with his carrier. He has constructed 2 more base runners, and it looks like he is going to try and grab the artifacts and escort them to his extraction zone and hopefully win an artifact capture victory. But this isn't looking very good for Tren. It could happen that his carrier will get sniped, and these 2 forces are basically just waiting on someone to make the first move, and it certainly seems like whoever makes the first move will lose quite a bit of their army, and Tren really can't afford to do that at the moment. He picks up that artifact that's closest to him, and he's now trying to take out that light attack vehicle, so these railguns won't have immediate line of sight on Tren's forces. And now 10th is mopping up whatever is left of Tren's mining operation, even though Tren is obviously not concerned with mining. He is determined to use his Knaff missiles to the greatest extent he can, and he has put almost all of his power into the missile system, and those Knaff missiles are devastating to those railguns. As soon as they hit, Tren's assault railguns are able to move in and mop up most of those railguns. But in all of this confusion, all of this fighting, 10th was able to secure an artifact, and now these marauding LAVs that have taken out the remaining salvagers in Tren's base, circling around to take out Tren's base runner. 10th has moved his carrier into a defensive, or rather offensive position, and while Tren is dealing with railguns with his Knaff missile system, 10th is focusing down salvagers and a production cruiser with his carrier. Tren is maneuvering his carrier pretty well. He has just positioned himself so that he will be able to land those missiles on that base runner. Tren manages to secure the 4th artifact, and 10th wave definitely has the army on the field to destroy that base runner and that production cruiser. And it looks like once that goes down, and once those 2 salvagers go down, Tren will be alone on the field with his Knaff carrier, and oh my, these 2 railguns are firing on that salvager. It'll take quite a while for those railguns to kill that salvager, and that was definitely a bit of a misplay there by 10th, but he is busy maneuvering his carrier so Tren can hit with his missiles. Tenth is just pouring out railguns from his carrier, and Tren is doing his best to take them out as soon as they're built, so Tenth doesn't build up another railgun force. Tren is just really good with hitting those railguns, and now if we take away this side of Tenth, we see that Tren basically sees nothing with his carrier. He is nailing those shots with so little information. Now, of course, as soon as that railgun is revealed to him, he should snap it out. Let's see if he hit that one. Those near misses aren't dealing nearly as much damage as those full hits. That railgun finally goes down. Tren's carrier is dangerously low now, but Tenth has shifted all of his power reserve into the reactive armor system. He really doesn't want to lose to Tren's carrier, missiling him, and it looks like Tenth panicked a bit here. He moved his support cruiser to assist his carrier, but in doing so, almost his entire economy is now out on the field, and Tren's carrier is getting really low. It's down to 17% health. Tren won't be able to take out these railguns quickly. Tren did switch his power to the regenerative systems, and he is recovering health, so as long as he will be able to take down these railguns as soon as they pop out, or before they can land consecutive shots, the damage from these LAVs really is negligible, in comparison at least to those railguns. Tren is now recovering health faster than Tenth is depleting it, and the Tenth has recognized his mistake. He is moving those support cruisers back, and I imagine that he is low on the resources at the moment, and indeed he doesn't have that many CUs, and this could mean that Tren can still take this game. Tenth picks up another artifact with a base runner, but now Tren is bombing Tenth's carrier with those missiles. It's basically a never-ending barrage, but with full armor available to Tenth's carrier, this could take forever. Tren's carrier is being repaired. He is now at about 40% health, and it looks like Tren has stabilized nicely, and since Tenth's production is exactly where his carrier is, as long as Tren remains on his tail, he should be able to snipe out those railguns as soon as they pop. But of course, if you once again look at what Tren sees, he basically only sees those railguns as soon as they fire or if they roll into his sight range. But Tren has constructed and picked up another artifact with his base runner, and now the clock is ticking. If Tenth doesn't move his carrier, or if he doesn't make something happen to kill that base runner, Tren will secure the final 5th artifact, and as soon as that artifact is picked up, Tenth switches to LAV construction, and now Tren has to be really careful. He needs to take out both those railguns, and he needs to take out these LAVs so they don't kill the base runner. I'm afraid, yeah, Tren has expended all of his CUs, so if he loses that base runner, that's it for him. And once again, if we look at what the sight range is and what Tren sees, he basically nailed those LAVs in the fog of war. Another missile barrage comes out, and that LAV was just out of range, and the smoke comes out from that base runner, preventing any kind of damage to be dealt with. And Tren secures his final 5th artifact and wins the game. Now that looked like Tren could have lost it easily. especially if those two railguns wouldn't have been firing on that Salvager. That could have tipped the scales a bit more, but I guess we'll never know what would have happened. Tren wins Artifact Cup number 27, but we really have to congratulate 10th on his play and on taking 2 games from Tren, and he was very close to winning this Artifact Cup. So we can't wait to see what 10th will bring to the table at the next Artifact Cup he plays in. Thank you for watching this finals series with me, and I hope I'll see you around next time. Bye.